Hello and welcome to the Journey to TEDx Ainley Top Women, where I'm joined by the lovely speakers who spoke on the stage on the 13th of December 2019. And today I'm joined by an incredibly, well, she might consider herself lucky, but I think an incredibly determined young woman. So please, can you introduce yourself and tell us what you do?
Hi Cheryl, hi everybody. My name is Zevi. I'm an operational business coach and I work with entrepreneurs and founders, helping them grow their businesses, put structures in place, build great teams so that they can avoid overwhelm and burnout.
Great. Now, normally at this stage, I would be saying, why did you apply for a TEDx? What was it that motivated you? But of course, you invested in a program and I put this as part of the package. So I suppose my question to you was, how did you feel when you realized that you were going to get a TEDx talk as part of your speaker package with me?
Well, actually, I was looking for speaker training. I just published my new book aimed at entrepreneurs last summer. And so I was kind of looking for speaker training, and I felt like it was sort of the next part of my journey to do speaking and get speaking engagement. So I came along to your one-day event and kind of got inspired to sign on to the training course. And yeah, when you told me that it was part of the package, to be honest, at first I wasn't sure whether I believed it. I was just like, oh yeah, that's just one of those things. And when I realized it was actually gonna happen, I don't know, it was just kind of very strange that the very first public speaking engagement that I would get would be a TEDx talk, which is on so many people's bucket list and so many people aspire to do it. So it did feel like a bit of serendipity, as you say, sort of being in the right place at the right time. But yeah, amazing.
Yeah, definitely. And so I know that people might say, well, why would you do that? Because obviously the TEDx, rules are very stringent. You've got to have, speakers that are not necessarily established, but, people who can speak, And at that stage, I probably took a little bit of a punt thinking, I don't know what it was. I remember you asking me a couple of times afterwards, why did you choose me? And I was like, it just felt right. There was something about you, how you carried yourself, the fact that you got into action, straight away. You kind of just, I got a sense that you knew what you wanted.
I knew you were going to pick me. It was very strange when you said, put your hand up, and then a group of people, and I've got to pick one person, and I was kind of looking at you, and I just felt like I knew that you were going to pick me. It was really weird, and then you did. It felt very much like, yeah, like it was kind of meant to be, without sounding too crazy about it. But that's how it felt to me.
Yeah. And I think that there is that, and obviously I do a lot of work around energy, and I talk about, there are certain people, they walk in and you kind of just feel like you've known them all your life, or you just know about them. So I think, without getting too woo-woo, we can thank the universe for putting us together.
Absolutely.
So we're talking about the journey to TEDx. So obviously
yes.
you knew already that, I'd said to you, I'm going to get you ready. You will
yes.
be ready 100%. I asked you to send a video in, of course.
You did.
And then at that stage, I've come back and I'll probably give you some feedback. I can't remember the specificity of that feedback at this stage. But just tell me about that experience, having to put the video in and then having to do some additional preparation and work. How was that whole experience for you?
Well, so the first thing that I did, I was kind of getting closer to the deadline and thinking, I don't really quite know whether I'm ready to kind of say it on video. And so what I decided to do first of all was actually write it out, which I know you're never supposed to do, write out your whole speech. So I kind of wrote it out, and then I think I read it to camera effectively and said, look, this is the kind of thing that I want to say. What do you think? And then I think you sent some general feedback to the group and you made some pointers. And so then I decided to re-record a video to you. And I think that time I put some notes up on my mirror, and so I was kind of reading it and recording it. I was okay about sending you a video. I do quite a lot on video, so that was fine. And then I remember, so I sent you that second video, and then we had a call, and you actually gave me some great feedback about the structure. You gave me some good suggestions for how to open the speech, and yeah, it just really helped me structure it in a more sort of smooth way and hooking it at the end. It was really, really helpful. And then I think I must have recorded another video to you and sent it back to you, and we just kind of went from there. So yeah, it was, I'm sure that I know from other people that were on the event that they found the whole getting the video to you really, really challenging. I didn't mind that so much. yeah, so that it was a good process for me, actually. I recorded it several times, and I felt like I didn't have to do the final polished thing. I think if you'd said it has to look like a speech, that probably would have been a bit more difficult, but it kind of got a little bit more real as the process went through.
I think I remember at the beginning, if I remember rightly, you were kind of like, oh, I know, this is the first time I've ever done a speech, and there was a little bit, I got a sense that there was a little bit of like, is this going to be okay kind of thing, because you've never done a speech before, so you don't know what to expect. Would that be a fair comment?
Yeah, I mean, I knew what I wanted to say, and I kind of knew my content. I've done a lot of presenting, and so I felt quite confident about that, but I had no idea about what your expectations were. As you say, we'd only just met, we hadn't really had much of a conversation about it, so I didn't really know what expectations you would have, or what the other people on the event were going to be speaking about. So it was more that, like, is what I already think I want to say, is that going to fit in, and is that going to be okay? I suppose my biggest fear was that I sent you that first video and say, this is what I want to say, and you would come back and go, no, not at all, you've got to think of something completely different, because I was really clear about what I wanted to say. So I think that was probably my biggest fear, was, is this going to be appropriate? Is this going to be, are you going to be happy with it? Is it going to be good enough? All of those kind of things.
Yeah, cool. I mean, and of course, from my point of view, at that stage I was looking for probably 12 speakers, but what I realized was that the people that were willing to accept some feedback, willing to do another video, take that feedback on, and and make it even better than the suggestions that I'd had. That was a whole process, really. It became very apparent that I couldn't actually choose between the 20. And so I was like, can I make this, how many can I make this work for without it being, like too much for the audience, too long a day, etc. But the audience were great, and of course,
they were.
You had some really great support on the actual day, didn't you?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it was a brilliant audience. Yeah, really good.
One lady saying to me, oh, I didn't sleep very well last night, but I never ever felt like I was going to fall asleep at any stage during the day. So that's really a good tip into the speakers. I was like, yay!
That's great, brilliant.
Yeah, so I want to fast forward to the 13th of December. So
yes,
in Huddersfield, and we're walking. What was it like for you in terms of like before the speech, during the TED talk, and then afterwards? If you could just run through how you were feeling on that day, that would be great.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting. As I say, I'm quite a confident presenter, so I wasn't expecting all the fear that I had in the week leading up to it. I was really. I was really frightened, which is kind of unusual for me. I don't really feel like I'm frightened of many things, but I found myself practicing a lot, which made me feel quite uncomfortable, because I don't normally practice things. I'll prepare, but I realised practicing and preparing are two very different things. So yeah, when I arrived at the venue, I came up the night before with my mum, which was brilliant, and arrived at the venue. And it really hit me, like when I saw all the chairs, and I saw the TEDx, and I saw the shoe and the letters, and yeah, then I really started getting butterflies in my stomach. You put me on second to last, I was, and at first when I saw that, I was like, oh my goodness, why has she done that? Is that a vote of confidence? Is that, does she want to put me in the end? Like, you're kind of second guessing yourself. But in that moment when I arrived, I was actually really glad that you'd put me towards the end, because it meant that after I got over those initial nerves, I could sit there in the morning and enjoy all the speakers and really feel, I don't know, kind of feel into the place and feel like I was comfortable. I even managed to have some lunch at lunchtime, even though my stomach was churning a bit. And then I remember going out in the break. So there was a break, and then two, and then me. So that break, I remember going out and sort of walking around in the rain and thinking, oh no, my hair's going to get all wet. But it was kind of drizzling and kind of just running through. There were bits that I was worried that was my biggest fear, is that I would get up there and just go completely blank. There's no slides, no notes, and I really didn't want to let you down or let myself down. So that I was kind of running through all those bits, and yeah, then came in for the break, and then I was super nervous. I mean, I could feel like I was really sick, and the adrenaline is unbelievable. And then the lady before me, I think it was Caroline, I don't remember anything that she said, because I stood up and I got Martin put the mic on me, and I felt, yeah, I think, I don't know if I was hyperventilating, I was really like, and then I remember you came up to me just before I was going to go up, and you gave me a hug and you whispered in my ear and you said, "You've got this." And then I was on, and actually as soon as I got up there, I was like, right, I'm doing this. I felt amazing. And I was doing it, and I remember looking over at my mum a couple of times, and she was looking down because she was clearly really nervous. So then I sort of said to myself, don't look at her anymore. You know, I was like, look around the audience. I really enjoyed it. It went really quick. I was worried that I was speaking too quickly, but I really enjoyed it. As I say, the adrenaline is amazing. And as soon as I came off, you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of a couple of years ago, I did a skydive. And I thought that the falling bit would be really terrifying and that I would enjoy after they pulled the parachute. And actually it was quite the opposite. The falling is the best bit. And that's what it reminded me of. Yeah. As I walked off, I was like, oh my God, that was amazing. And I think I said to you, I want to do that again. It was like, please, can I go back up on stage again? It was just, it was an amazing experience. Yeah.
I remember you saying that, and then also you were like, oh, you know, I messed up. And I was like, I don't think you messed up at all, my lovely. Do you know what I mean? I think there was one thing in your mind. I got the sense that you'd rehearsed it, and either the sentence was the other way around or whatever. Nobody else would know. It was only because that was the initial, you know, and I feel, I got the sense that it was, you know, I'm the teacher, you're the student in this case. And I did get a sense like you were trying to do it to please me. And I was like, that was brilliant. Forget the one thing, you know, what about the 99 other things that were amazing? And even watching it back now, it's like, it's only because you went, oh, excuse me.
I know, I made it. I didn't have to do that and nobody would have known. And actually, do you know what? I mean, I was really, when I came off, I was really gutted that I'd made that mistake, especially as that wasn't the place that I'd been worried about. All the bits I'd been worried about, I kind of nailed. And then I don't know what happened. Anyway, I just went a bit blank. But when you watch the video, you can't even see that I've gone blank. And only because I corrected myself. But actually, do you know what? I'm okay about that. And in a way, I think it's probably good that I didn't completely nail it. I don't know. I'm okay with it. The biggest thing that I wanted when I was waiting for the video is I wanted to see whether I talked too fast, because I know that I do talk quite quickly. So that was the thing. Everyone was coming up and going, "Oh, really? That was great," you know, but you don't kind of believe it yourself until you've watched it back. But yeah, I was a bit gutted. I was a bit devastated to begin with that I'd made a mistake. But goodness me, I mean, you know, it was.
Guess what? That human element coming in, and you know what? I think that, and I think I said this too, if I remember rightly. There's a lot going on. There's this human element that, you know, when you do something like that, it's not a mistake. It's just that it wasn't the way that like you planned or whatever. Yeah. It happened for a reason, and also I think it shows that it's authentic. You know, you're genuinely feeling what you're talking about.
Absolutely.
You know, which is really cool. And then of course we went into this period called Christmas that kind of got away a little bit.
It did a little bit, yeah.
This time, of course, we've got you know, Rebecca from Rap, you know, doing all the videos, splitting all the videos down.
Yes.
You know, I'm topping and tailing them. We can't change anything in TED. You know, we can't make them perfect. That's not what it's about. And then we're waiting, aren't we? So you're waiting for your talk. And what was your talk called again? My talk
was around, are all roads leading to you in your business? Yeah, are all roads in your business still leading to you?
Yeah. So you're waiting, and we're waiting for TED, of course, to approve, which is like a little bit of a fingers crossed, you know.
Absolutely.
You know, I'd worked out a strategy to be able to, you know, fit within the very, you know, very stringent rules of TED and TEDx.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So we're waiting, aren't we? And then there's a little WhatsApp group that you're all kind of interacting in. And I think I've already said, you know, Caroline seemed to be the lighthouse keeper, shining a light on your video's been posted.
I know. Suddenly people started it, because I had no idea how long it was going to. I think you did say a few weeks, but obviously with Christmas and everything, I had no idea. And everybody kept asking me, because of course I'd said on social media I'm doing this, and then everyone's like, "Where's the video? Where's the video?" I'm like, I have no idea. Yeah, I think it was Caroline put up in the WhatsApp group. Oh, you know, I think Lisa King had her video up, and another couple of people, and then you're kind of like, oh, where's mine? What is happening? And then suddenly it was up there, and I got home and I said to my husband, my video's up, and he said, do you want to watch it? And we put it up on the television. So the first time I saw it back, it was on our big, huge television screen. Yeah, that was kind of strange to watch it. But do you know what? When I watched it, I was, having given myself such a hard time, maybe I set my expectations really low, but actually when I watched it, I was really happy with it. It's quite difficult watching yourself, but I watched it and I thought, do you know what? I said what I wanted to say, and I got my message out to all those entrepreneurs and all those people that I want to help. And that's the main thing, you know, and actually the mistake, it's fine, you know. I was actually quite happy when I watched it, so happy and relieved, I think.
Yeah, not a mistake, just part of it. And so that is great, isn't it? So now, you know, you've had some views on there, I think Together Collective, and here we are in recording this in February, mid-February. I think we've had over 15,000 views.
I know, I was going to say, it's a good few thousand, isn't it? Yeah, it's brilliant.
And I know that there's some people, you know, like Sylvia, who's not very technical, so she hasn't been sharing, etc. But for you, in terms of, you know, being now a TEDx only top women speaker, you know, what positives have come out of that in terms of, you know, with your business or just for people engaging with you?
It was an amazing experience to have. People it's another reason for people to engage with you. You know, the book was great for that, but I think there's something about a TEDx talk that everybody can relate to. I've had lots and lots of great feedback, people getting in touch. I had a message actually from a lady who contacted me out of the blue. I think I'm connected with her on Facebook, but I've never even met her. She's another business owner, and I wished her happy birthday. It popped up and I wished her happy birthday, and she came back to me and said, oh, I've been meaning to get in touch with you to say that I keep talking to people about your TEDx talk. It really, really landed with me, and I keep mentioning it to people. And I think things like that, it's really amazing, you know, and a lot of people have been getting in touch or mentioning. I speak to very, very busy entrepreneurs, as I mentioned, and it's all about helping people not burn out and get overwhelmed. And actually, I try and put my book into as many people's hands as possible, but they're very, very busy. And so now I can say, if you don't have time to read my book, watch the TEDx talk. It's a 12-minute kind of condensed version. So it's, I mean, it was a huge honor to be able to do it. It was a fantastic experience, and I think it adds to my credibility, which is nice, but it's not really about that. It means that I have to spread the word and reach more people and help more people, and that's what's really important. And I think it definitely is doing that and will continue to do that. It's out there forever, which is an amazing thing to have. So thank you.
Yeah, and thank you, and of course thanks to TED, because, you know, TED's ethos, you know, is all about, you know, ideas worth sharing. I thought yours was an amazing idea to share, you know, not only to your potential clients but also to the world as well.
Thank you.
Because obviously, you know, burnout is a big thing in this day.
It is. It is, absolutely.
Yeah, and so in closing, if someone said to you, you know, oh, I don't know whether or not, you know, I think I might become a speaker, or I might have a message or an idea to get out there, what would you say to them?
Oh my goodness, go for it. I mean, I was planning to do some speaking, but I didn't imagine when I met you at the end of August that on 13th of December I would be up there on stage, you know, sharing my message on such an amazing platform. I think these opportunities come along and you just need to grab them. So, you know, there were so many different amazing speakers on that day. Everybody had a different style. Some people were more polished than others, you know, some people were more just different ways of speaking. And I think that was a really good indication to me of all the different types of speakers that you get out there. So to anybody, you know, whether you're experienced or not, whether you're shy or not, just if you've got something to share, I would definitely say grab the opportunities and get out there and share it. You know, everybody's got something to say that there are people out there that need to hear it. So that's, I would say, go for it.
Brilliant. That's lovely. Thank you so much, Lisa. We've had a little bit of connection problems, but in the main, I think we've been able to hear you loud and clear. So thank you for sharing your journey. Thank you for being an incredible TEDx speaker, only top women, of course. And we'll see you soon. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you so much, Cheryl, for giving me the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you.